What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe and 30MAY24 DFS here to bring you that slate breakdown for the two-game WNBA slate. Not a bad day yesterday. Quick recap: Breanna Stewart let me down. Honestly, she just wasn't taking any shots. She kind of did get a little double out there, but it was a pretty bad shooting night and everything from Breanna Stewart. Really, that's kind of what I chalk up the bad night to her on. Everything else was not too bad yesterday. Um, outside of the dud from Breanna Stewart. Dorka, value play that I had, main play that I was looking at for value. I was kind of feeling like I needed to get off for her, but went ahead and stuck with her, wrote it out. Didn't pan out, and it's funny enough, the main value play that actually went off yesterday was from the Minnesota Lynx. It was from Zandila, I believe is how you say her name. Off the bench, she played 21 minutes and she crushed it. Was knocking down from three. So that was honestly the biggest difference yesterday in DFS world in regards to cashing and not cashing out there. Really, Stewie overall, she was like 60%. If you were able to fade Stewie and just go with the other bigs, play Jonko Jones instead of Stewie. That's the day old question that I told you guys whenever you're looking at it, just trying to figure out which one of those two to play. Then you actually did pretty good if you went with that instead. But nonetheless, it's a new day. We're gonna definitely get back at it. If you guys played some of the bet plays that I had posted yesterday into the Patreon, wasn't bad at all. Overall, MLB went 3 out of 4. The Cleveland Guardians, they just couldn't get it done yesterday. And then for the WNBA bets that I had posted yesterday, the Lynx, they let me down. I really did feel like the Lynx could upset, but they kind of just gave up in the second half. They were keeping it close in the first half. They could have covered the spread. That was what I was on yesterday, the plus 5.5, but they just completely let down. And was very high, was riding very high on the Lynx, and they'll have a chance again tomorrow to try to make it up to me. But 2 out of 3 on the WNBA bets. All in all, not a bad day. Only 2 picks I missed on those right there. And then if you were listening to the stream and I told you my 2 favorite prop plays yesterday over on PrizePicks, um, which was Alicia Gray, 15.5 points, smoked that easy day, got that no problem. And then also Asia Wilson for her 11 rebounds, which was over on PrizePicks. I love that. But I also said Asia Wilson and the Stewie rebound combo. I love that play as well yesterday. So that 2 pick, that also cashed right there as well. So hopefully you guys were able to get some content from yesterday. And hopefully we'll be able to roll that in again today as we go through some prop plays and everything over here on today's slate. So first things first, going over the injury report, Seattle, clean bill of health, nothing to worry about over there for them. For Indy, biggest news that we got is that Fag Binley, after she just claimed the starting spot from Nalissa Smith, she's going to be out. Apparently, I think it's a foot injury for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So Nalissa should be slid right back into that starting lineup. And Erica Wheeler, she's out as well. Over here for the Sparks, Clarendon, she's still out for them. So we should see Point, Lexi Brown again. The biggest thing though is that Lexi, she left the last game, only played 12 minutes. Apparently she had an injury. I haven't seen anything in regards to her being injured. If it was the elbow, the knee, ankle, nothing. But definitely something to keep an eye on because she only played 12 minutes, and we saw Ari McDonald get the bulk of those point guard minutes last game. So something to pay attention to right there. I'm not too sure exactly what it was. If anyone finds anything, tag me in it in the description below. Tag me in the Patreon, not the Patreon, oh yeah, in the Patreon, or tag me in it in the Discord as well. Over here for the Chicago Sky, on that side, Isabel Harris, she's a game time decision, but she hasn't been playing anyway. Other than that, pretty much a clean bill of health, regular starters and stuff that we've seen over there for them as a whole. Going over the DraftKings, the site that I play the most on, the site if you guys want to play, check the link down in the description below so you guys can get that deposit match bonus so you guys can join your boy over here on the King. If you're looking for my core plays, my bet plays, my prop plays, or not just my stuff, but my boy Jorsa, my boy BK, if you're looking for that content, all of that right now available down below in the description. $5. Promise you, you will make that back within your first week. $5. Check the link for that down in the description below. Join the Patreon. No days off. Easy day. We're playing this stuff every single day. Whether or not it be the WNBA, NBA, all that, you definitely know. Check the link down in the description below so you guys can get that. If you guys haven't already, free. I personally think it's free. Dallas Star to win the Stanley Cup, and then Boston Celtics to win the NBA champions this year. Take that right there. That was a future bet. I've been giving it out for like the last 2 weeks now. So definitely, I know the odds are jumping on those things, but check that out if you guys have not done so already. All right, getting into the breakdown. Looking at it, starting on the Seattle side. Jewel Lloyd, Skylar Diggins-Smith, both of them. I actually like this matchup for them. We seen them last time. This was Jewel Lloyd's breakout game earlier this season. She played 38 minutes, dropped 32 real life points, 61.25 points in that game. Kind of looked like she was finally getting out of the shooting slump that she was in. I definitely think this would be a repeat. This is another same spot where she could do the exact same thing again. I do like her upside here in this matchup. Pretty much not too much to me is going to change in regards to what Lloyd can come out here. Being 10-4 is a bit expensive to pay up for a guard, but I do believe she will come in with some low ownership. That's why I do like the upside for her here in this spot. Skylar, I know she popped off in that last game scoring wise, 21 points, 3 assists, 3 steals. But in the game going up against Andy, this was her worst outing. Now, GPP mindset within me, I like Skylar to have a bounce back game going up against them. When you consider it, like this was just a really poor 1 of 10 shooting night from Skylar Diggins. Like she just looked horrible, putrid. Really didn't do anything at all in that game. I do like her for the bounce back here, especially at the 8,500 price tag. That's definitely some savings that we can come down and get. But I do hope more of her playmaking chops will show, and maybe we can get a big game from Lloyd instead. When it comes down to Ezzy and NECA, looking at them, Ezzy has the matchup. Opposing fours have done very well going up against Indy, whether it was Fag Bentley, Melissa Smith being out there, so on and so forth. The block and steal upside is there for Ezzy as well. We know she brings it on the defensive side. I do not mind her at all. I actually believe, and just thinking about it, I think that Ezzy is going to be lower owned than NECA just because of the price savings that you get. A part of me wants to take Ezzy Magmagor just because I love her upside here, and it's the GPP play for the fact that I do believe she will be lower owned, because when I look at it, I can come down here and I can get NECA, who I know can pretty steadily go out here and get me a decent fantasy point outing. She has the scoring. She can go out there and score. She can also get some blocks and steals if she needs to go ahead and get that done. She's going to rebound. She's going to do very well on the rebounding side and everything as well. So it's just trying to find that balance of whether or not if I want to go ahead and run this out here for NECA. I will say maybe cash games, you take NECA, GPP, go with Ezzy. Both of them are in a really great spot to go ahead and pop off and have a really good game. I don't mind playing NECA at all whatsoever. This was the first game back that she played after coming off her injury. 35 minutes, she dropped 37.25 fantasy points. And then same thing, Ezzy in this game as well. 29 minutes, she dropped 32.25. So NECA just played a little bit more minutes. But Ezzy, again, that block upside, which is there, going up against Leah Boston and Alyssa Smith, and everyone that tries to slash into the rim, it will be there for them. So it's just really just a pick your poison right there. Again, I'll say cash games, NECA, GPP, go with Ezzy right there. Outside of that, Sammy Wickham, Horston, Mercedes Russell, Vivian, Mula, all these guys kind of just low, mid-tier plays. Sammy, I want the price to still fall into that 6K price range. Only played 10 minutes in that last game. That's a drop after what she was playing in those last couple of games. So there's no telling what we're going to get from her. Same thing, Horston, it seems like she's just falling off the bandwagon in regards to what she's actually going out there and giving us. Vivian, she's actually starting to get her minutes again. So it's kind of a teeter-totter in regards to what we're going to get from this guard rotation. And tell you the truth, I really don't trust any of them. I'll say maybe Vivian's just because she's 4'9", she's a starter. If she's actually knocking down a shot and she's playing well, they'll go ahead and run her. They'll let her get some minutes. I know the last time that we had the whole talk about, oh, Mula, she's back. She gets to play, finally play. First game she got to play was going up against Indy. Maybe they might actually let her go out there and get some runs, since she is going up against a former player that she played against in college, and Caitlin Clark. So you got that right there. If you want to take a chance on that for some value, 3,500, maybe I can see possibly going there. But outside of that, I'm not too interested in anybody over here on that bench. I'm just not going to force too much from over there. Going over to the other side, Caitlin Clark, I do like her here in this spot at 11-1. The price makes sense. A lot of people were on it for her to have that blow-up game, 55.25 fantasy points, and she did that with 30 points, 3 steals, 3 blocks, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. So as you can see, Caitlin Clark is a stat C stuffer. She can definitely do it. Played 34 minutes, not bad at all. In that game against Seattle, she played 33 minutes and she dropped 43.75 fantasy points. And that was a pretty bad shooting night from 3, which eventually the shot is going to fall from her to actually have a really great shooting night. I know it's going to come eventually, but I don't mind going to Caitlin Clark at the 11-1. If I'm going to pay up that price between Jewel Lloyd, Caitlin should be lower owned. I think people are going to flock to Jewel Lloyd. Take Caitlin. Another GPP option and play that I think you can run with. If you're trying to make a GPP stack from this game, I'll say you take Caitlin, you take Ezzy, and we find some value somewhere else to go ahead and try to shove in there. But this right here should probably be a very low own because it's so high priced as a duo right there, and just trying to find the right value on today's slate. That's what's going to be the key right there for that. Boston, I really don't like her today. I feel like this would be a spot where she should get herself into foul trouble. As you can see, she played 15 minutes in that game, going up against Seattle last time, 4 personal fouls in that game. She started out the last game very slow because she picked up some early fouls. Only played like 5 or 6 minutes in the first half because she was in foul trouble. But bounced back, had 29 fantasy points. So definitely a bounce back spot. She is going to have to play minutes because when you look at what they have at the forward position, Carly, she's a starter. Melissa, starter. Boston, starter. Outside of that, all you got is Saxton. That's the only other person that you have coming out there. So unless you're going to run small, which you're already missing Erica Wheeler, then that means you're going to be playing Lexi Hall, Grace Berger, or Taylor. somebody from this guard rotation is going to end up getting a bump in the minutes. I would imagine it should be my girl Grace. Maybe she can actually come out here and see a little bit of extra minutes. Possibly they can go with Lexi. I know she is a bit bigger. We've seen her play kind of that small forward position as well for the season. She did play 13 minutes going up against Seattle last time, so that's a possibility that we could see Lexi Hull get slid more into the rotation. That definitely might be something to pay attention to. Let's see. Definitely going to dig a little bit more in regards to the minutes and rotations to figure it out. I know Wallace, she is going to get the start. She's going to be out there. She's going to play some pretty decent minutes. Definitely just could I see it as a possible value play, the 6-2. But then it's just to lead the question, who's going to come in and play once we're resting Wallace, we're resting K Mitch and Clark. Who's going to be coming in? That's going to be between Hull and Berger. So there is some value in deciding which one of these two that you want to actually come down here and play on today's slate, which is not bad because I'm not going to mess with coming in here and playing Saxon. I don't see a need to come down there. Nalissa Smith, this is kind of a get back spot. Against Seattle, she played 27 minutes and she dropped 38.25 fantasy points. She actually played Seattle very well throughout her career. If you go back and look at it, she's played them very, very well. I like her for a double-double again today. If you're taking a prop play on her, I do like her to go over her points for today on prop sites. I think they have her at like 13.5. I'll take the over on that. She needs like 14, 15 points in order for her to hit her 1,000 threshold mark for a player. So that's another milestone for her coming up today. So definitely wouldn't mind just taking that as another possible play to go with as well. So definitely something. But Nalissa Smith, I really do see myself honestly building around Nalissa. I do have her as a staple on today's line as well. Some other prop plays that you could probably go with on today. I do like Skylar Diggins-Smith. She's sitting at that 5.5 prop line. It's been something that we've been riding. If she's actually on the scoring chop, she'll get it. If not, it's kind of going to be one of those bad days. But I will tell you guys right now, my play of the day for a play today is Nneka Ogwumike over 19.5 or 18.5, depending on which books you get it at, for her to go over her point total. I love that as today's play. That is my top tier play of the day that I am rocking with on today's slate. Love Nneka today to go over that total. Going over to the Sparks taking on Chicago. Hamby, like that's just hands down. She's just Energizer Bunny, just everything that she does. Played 40 minutes in the last game against Andy, 41 fantasy points. Nothing less than 40 fantasy points out here for him. Love it. Love the over for her on a lot of things that I can actually get her on. Got her again for a double-double today. If you can go ahead and get that, take it. She's going to go out there and get it for you. Just what she brings to the table, she's been just crushing it. At 10-8, she's eventually going to be hitting that 11K, 11-2. She's going to be Brianna Stewart. She's going to be Asia Wilson price tag sooner or later. But Hammy, I like the over. Like her again today at the 10-8. Going up against Chicago Sky, not too scared of Elizabeth Williams or Angel Reese defense at all whatsoever. Outside of that, this is where it comes down to. I'm not too focused on Brinks. Brinks, she's okay. If she can go out there, knock down the 3 like she's been and give us the defensive upside, yeah, she can go ahead and have a good game. But at 8-8, I'm not liking that price tag for her. I'll go ahead and take my value in Nalissa Smith. But it's the guards that I really want to focus on over here for the Sparks. Ari McDonald went out here and she balled out. She had a really great game. I give it to her. 5-8. She's been bumped up from that 4-3. Is she going to get 30 minutes again, though? That's the question. She got those 30 minutes because Lexi Brown only played 12 minutes. If Lexi's not injured and Lexi's going to actually come out here and play her normal 27, 30 minutes, then we're going to see Ari go back down to like maybe 15, 18 minutes is what I think we'll actually get out of Ari. 5'8". I'm not going to say it's a bad price tag. That was kind of what I was playing Dana Evans last year at that because I know she was the Energizer Bunny coming off the bench and giving us some good production. I'm not going to say that's a bad move right there to take Ari. But I will say at 5'8", I kind of would rather just go ahead and find what I need to get up to Kia Nurse, who I know she can go out here and give us a dud game. But Kia Nurse in this matchup going up against this guy actually has played very well. And if you look at it, opposing guards who actually shoot the ball very well and can shoot and knock down the threes against the Sky have played tremendously. Look back at it. Jewel Lloyd popped off. Really great game going against them. Arike popped off going up against them. So just Sabrina Linescu popped off going up against them. Kia Nurse, this is the definition of it. Between Kia and Lexi Brown, one of these two, I have them. And this might be one of those cases where I run the two different lineups, where one, I focus on Kia Nurse, the other one, I focus on Lexi Brown, where I want to piggyback and just rotate either one of those two players into my lines because I really do feel one of those two will actually have a decent game. Now, if it comes out that Lexi is dealing with like a nagging injury or something like that, then Ray Burrell, that would be my value play I would come down to instead of going with the Ari McDonald because we'll see her and Ari kind of splitting those minutes out there in regards to what Lexi would actually get. And Burrell, she played pretty decent in that role when she got out there. Now, down here on the other side, again, focusing on the guards, Marbury and Dana Evans. I like both of them today in regards to what they can actually bring. Dana, she's pretty steady in regards to it, but when she finally blows up and has one of these really big scoring days, she's going to pop for a pretty big fantasy point outing. If they actually have like her 3-point shots at 1.5, I'll take the over on that. I really did want to get her assist, but the assist kind of hasn't been steady enough for me to actually want to focus on the take, so I'm not going to actually mess too much with that. But Dana, pretty steady, 7,800, going to at least get you about 25 fantasy points. I can see it definitely here in the spot. And the bounce back candidate for a bounce back spot will be Maria Marbury, coming off of a dud game. But as you can see, scoring wasn't there. She still did everything else that she normally does. Scoring just was not there for her. Definitely a bounce back candidate, revenge narrative for her. She did play for the Sparks back in the day. So Marbury at that 9.5, going up against a weak defense against opposing guards, I'll take it right there all day, every day as well. So definitely a really good character and spot to take. Diamonds and Shields, looks like she might not be on that minutes limit anymore. Going to be out there being able to ball. I'm a little hesitant on her, not really focusing too heavy on trying to play her. 7.4. I really kind of don't like the price tag. Maybe if she comes back down to more of the 7K price range, I wouldn't mind going ahead and taking that. So not my cup of tea. Now over here, Angel Reese and Elizabeth Williams. If you're gonna play Angel Reese, just come down and play Elizabeth Williams. Reese, I understand she's popped off for a couple of good games. I give it to her. She definitely has, pretty steady. She has surprised me in regards to what she's actually going out here and doing and playing very well. I don't mind taking Angel Reese. I could possibly see Hamby being able to get her into foul trouble though. But I do like the upside here for Elizabeth Williams. This is one of those box and steal pedigree type games that I could see Liz coming in here and having. As you can see, she dropped 22 fantasy points in 29 minutes, but she didn't get her normal blocks and steals that she normally would actually get. This is a bounce back spot where I can actually see her going ahead and getting that. And 8,600, I'll take that over taking Angel Reese in this position spot. But all right, guys, that's gonna be it for me. If you guys got any questions, comments, talk to me down in the comment section. Again, if you're looking for my player pool course, bets, all that stuff, my bet slips and stuff, that is getting ready to be posted up on the Patreon. I'm getting ready to drop that in like the next 10 minutes. By the time this video renders and gets uploaded, that will be up on the site. If you guys are looking for that, check the link for that down in the description below so you guys can go ahead and get that. $5. Promise you'll make back. My boy Jay, he's already dropped some stuff as well. You definitely don't want to miss it. BK, you already know he's going to be dropping his player pool and his scores and all that stuff as well. Good luck to everybody. Cash out. We got a big